In moments like this, dear viewers, we gather not just as fans of Korean entertainment, but as a global family connected by stories, emotions, and the lives of those who helped shape an entire generation of drama and film. Today's video brings an emotional tribute, a heartbreaking collective moment in the entertainment world, as South Korea mourns one of its most iconic and influential figures. The outpouring of condolences for the late veteran actor Lee Soon-jae has brought the industry to a standstill, as stars like Lee Jun-ho, YoonA, and countless other top actors and actresses share their grief, memories, and immense gratitude toward a man who shaped Korean acting as we know it. Thank you so much for joining me once again. Your presence here means the world. Stay with me to the end of this emotional journey as we honor a legend who gave his entire life to the craft he loved. Lee Soon-jae, who passed away on Tuesday, November 25th at the age of 91, leaves behind a legacy that feels larger than life. To say he was celebrated is an understatement. To say he was prolific barely captures the magnitude of his presence. His agency, SG-Way Entertainment, officially confirmed the heartbreaking news, sending shockwaves across Korea and beyond. In a career spanning over 60 years, Lee Soon-jae appeared in more than 140 major television dramas, and his contributions to movies and theater only deepened the admiration fans and colleagues had for him. Actors and actresses across generations have consistently called him a teacher, a mentor, a pillar, and even a father figure. Now, as the world grieves, all eyes turn toward those who grew up watching him or learned from standing beside him on set. The first wave of messages came almost instantly from some of the biggest names in the industry. Among them were 2PM's Lee Jun-ho and Girls' Generation's immeasurable, whose rising prominence in K-drama has made them beloved by fans worldwide. Despite their busy schedules, they were among the earliest to offer condolences publicly and privately, showing a level of respect that spoke volumes. Jun-ho, who is known for his deep emotional sensitivity and humility, was visibly heartbroken. While he tends to keep his private feelings tightly guarded, the loss of someone he saw as a beacon of acting excellence pierced through his usual, calm exterior. Fans noted how sincere and weighted his message felt, almost as if he had lost a guiding light, not just a senior colleague. Jun-ho shared a message that resonated across social media. He wrote about Lee Soon-jae being one of the first senior actors he ever observed closely as a trainee-turned-actor. He mentioned watching his interviews, those moments when Lee Soon-jae spoke not only about acting techniques, but about discipline, humanity, dignity, and the importance of leaving something meaningful behind. Jun-ho said that he felt honored just to have lived in the same era as him, even if their paths didn't cross frequently on screen. The emotional tone of his tribute made fans tear up, and many expressed how proud they were to see him pay respect in such a sincere, heartfelt way. YoonA was no different. A symbol of elegance and kindness in the Korean entertainment world, she expressed her condolences with a softness that reflected her personality. In her message, she described Lee Soon-jae as one of the people who unknowingly influenced her growth as an actress. She talked about watching his dramas with her family long before she ever dreamed of acting herself, and how his performances taught her about the importance of emotional truth and authenticity. She wrote that she had always hoped she might one day appear in a project with him, even in the smallest of cameos, just to share space with someone she deeply admired. Although that hope will now remain unfulfilled, her gratitude for his contributions echoed loudly in her message. But the outpouring didn't stop with them. From senior actors to rookies just beginning their careers, tributes to Lee Soon-jae flooded every corner of Korean media and social platforms. What made this moment stand out was the sheer diversity of voices. Actors from different eras, different genres, different agencies, people who rarely appear in the same conversations, came together in unified grief. The younger generation spoke about inspiration, the middle generation spoke about personal memories, and the older generation spoke about camaraderie and respect built over decades. Veteran actors who had worked closely with Lee Soon-jae shared emotional recollections about his dedication. They recalled how even in his later years, he arrived on set earlier than anyone else, script in hand, lines perfectly memorized, ready to work as though he were a newcomer trying to prove himself. Many spoke of how he treated even the youngest staff members with patience and gentleness, how he never raised his voice, and how he always encouraged actors who doubted themselves. Stories emerged of him comforting rookie actors after difficult scenes, giving advice in the softest, most supportive way, and cracking jokes during breaks to lighten the mood. Directors and writers joined the flood of condolences too. They remembered him as an actor they could always depend on, one who never needed dozens of takes, who understood character arcs intuitively, and who elevated every scene he touched. Some recalled how he insisted on rehearsing with junior actors even when he didn't have to, so they could feel more confident during filming. Others spoke of his willingness to learn new methods, even as someone who had already mastered the craft. His attitude was timeless, refreshing, and inspiring. Top Hallyu stars, including those currently leading global platforms like Netflix and Disney+, also expressed their grief. Many of them had not worked with Lee Soon-jae directly, but they grew up watching him, learning from his interviews and studying his style. Names like Han Bin, Son Ye-jin, Gong Yoo, Song Hye-kyo, Lee Byung-hun, Kim Hye-soo, and Jun Do-yeon all shared their condolences, with some describing him as the true root of modern Korean acting. They said that without him, the foundation of Korean drama as we know it would be incomplete. Even younger stars like Kim Soo-hyun, Park Eun-bin, Nam So-heek, Park So-joon, and IU posted emotional messages. Many described him as a timeless guide whose work influenced their own journeys. Some mentioned how their parents were fans of his dramas long before they were born, showing how deeply embedded he was across Korean households. International fans also joined in mourning. For many, Lee Soon-jae was one of the first Korean actors they ever encountered through classic dramas. His performances in historical series, family dramas, and comedic roles helped elevate Korean storytelling far beyond its borders. Clips of his iconic scenes resurfaced online, reminding people of the countless times his acting made them laugh, cry, or reflect deeply. Fans from countries like the Philippines, Indonesia, Nigeria, the UK, the US, and more shared their favorite scenes, favorite quotes, and memories of watching him with their families. The global K-drama community united in honoring his legacy. His funeral, as expected, became a monumental event, not because of spectacle, but because of sincerity. Celebrities arrived quietly, many in plain black outfits, some wearing masks not to hide their identities, but because they were crying before even stepping inside. Reporters covering the event noted the somber silence, the bowed heads, and the deep respect that permeated the atmosphere. Jun-ho and YoonA both attended privately, with fans observing how emotional they seemed as they paid their respects. For actors who often smile for cameras and create uplifting content for fans, moments like this reveal their humanity. Inside the funeral hall, portraits of Lee Soon-jae were surrounded by white chrysanthemums, the traditional flower of mourning in Korea. A long table displayed his life in photographs, young, energetic roles from the early decades, middle-aged character performances that solidified his stardom, and more recent images that showed him still glowing with passion for acting well into his 90s. Colleagues approached his portrait one by one, bowing deeply. Some lingered longer, unable to walk away. Staff members who worked with him on sets cried quietly, remembering the warmth and generosity he always showed them. Many actors recalled his habit of offering gentle life lessons on set. He often said, "Acting is not pretending. It is living another life sincerely." That one sentence has been quoted repeatedly in tributes, almost becoming the unofficial message of his farewell. His passing has sparked conversations about what it means to commit decades to a craft, not for fame or recognition, but out of genuine love. As fans, we often watch the dramas and movies without fully understanding the depth of the people behind them. But moments like this remind us that the industry is a family, one built on mentorship, shared struggles, and mutual respect across generations. Lee Soon-jae was not just a senior actor. He was the soul of that family. His absence now leaves a space that cannot be filled, but his legacy will continue to guide future actors for decades to come. Viewers, as you stay with me through this emotional tribute, remember that legends like Lee Soon-jae never truly leave us. They leave footprints, massive, unforgettable footprints in the hearts of everyone who watched them. Through every drama he touched, he shaped the emotions of millions. He taught lessons, not through classrooms, but through screens. He brought families together. He made people laugh after hard days. He gave comfort during lonely nights. And he inspired generations of actors, from Jun-ho to YoonA, to the youngest rookies just stepping into the industry.